Fans are fuming. The WNBA just sent the exact referee crew from the Lynx Mercury disaster right back to oversee the Indiana Fever against Las Vegas Aces semifinals. Yes, the very same refs who sparked Cheryl Reeve's suspension are now holding the whistle for Caitlin Clark's biggest playoff test yet. Fans are calling it pure corruption. And the question hanging in the air is brutal. Did the league handpick these refs to tilt the game?
It's bad for the game. The officiating crew that we had tonight, for the leadership to deem those three people semifinals playoff worthy is malpractice. I can take an L with the best of them. I don't think we should have to play through more than what they did. We got players and gets cracked, and there's no call. And all of them said, it wasn't my call. I don't know. I didn't have that. I didn't see it that awful.
All right, let's dive into this chaos because the WNBA feels like it's lost the script, putting Isaac Barnett, Randy Richardson, and Janie I, the very crew that wrecked the Minnesota game, on the Fever versus Aces semifinal. That's madness. It's not just clueless. It's a straight slap to the fans already blasting the league for total incompetence.
Let's jump right in. I want to start with the play that set off all of the chaos. Everything else that we will talk about, there is one play that set off all of it, and it is this steal that Alyssa Thomas made on Napheesa Collier. So this was at the end of the game. Fee is dribbling down, and Alyssa Thomas goes across her body, steals the ball, and then takes the ball full court for a layup on the other end, and that pretty much sealed the deal for the Phoenix Mercury. They won last night's game, but I want to show you guys the close-up. This was not ruled a foul, and I am dumbfounded by the amount of people online, even the amount of professionals online who are saying that this is no foul. And the reason that they're saying that it is no foul is, as you can see here, Alyssa Thomas reaches across, and when she reaches across, you can pause the video here, she gets all ball first. Okay, so no, was there any foul when she was tapping the ball away? No, it seems like there's no contact there. She strips the ball clean. But as you can see, the angle in which Alyssa Thomas is running across Fee's going this way, Alyssa Thomas is going this way. Fee is in full motion. You can even see, again, with this screenshot, the angle in which Fee's body is going. She is going full speed in one direction. She is running in one direction, and Alyssa Thomas cuts her off.
Let's rewind to that Lynx Mercury disaster. Cheryl Reeve didn't snap out of nowhere. She watched Alyssa Thomas pound Napheesa Collier with no whistles, no protection, no consistency. Collier left hurting. The refs pretended it was fine. And when Reeve demanded answers, suspended, fined. Her assistants fined too. The entire coaching staff punished for stating the obvious. The officiating was trash.
Center Cheryl Reeve discusses that and a lot more.
Who was it that asked about officiating for the game? Was that you, Kendra? And we talked about how dangerous it can be. You're hearing it from the other series. You're hearing other coaches. You're hearing Becky talk about when you let the physicality happen, people get hurt. There's fights. And this is the look that our league.
Now jump ahead. The Fever, missing Caitlin Clark at times with injury, still clawed into the playoffs. They became the headline. Every Fever game drove ratings. Every Fever game packed arenas. Clark, Boston, Mitchell. They put the WNBA back on the map. And the league's reward for all that momentum? Handing them the very refs who just embarrassed the sport. Fans aren't blind. They spot the pattern. These refs already carry the label: petty, inconsistent, reckless. And now they're in charge of Clark's biggest stage. That's not just questionable. It's reckless.
We were trying to play through it. We tried to make excuses. One of the best players in the league shot 0 free throws. 0. And she had 5 fouls. 0 free throws. Got her shoulder pulled out and finished the game with her leg being taken out and probably has a fracture. And so if this is what our league wants, okay. But I want to call for a change of leadership at the league level.
Let's check the numbers. In that Lynx Mercury game, Minnesota shot 13 of 21 from the line. On the boards, they won by 10. And still, they lost. Why? Because the whistle vanished the second Phoenix got physical. Alyssa Thomas could have been whistled a dozen times. Instead, silence. Collier hobbled off. Cheryl Reeve erupted. And the refs walked away clean. Now those very same refs are tasked with handling Clark, Boston, and Mitchell against Aya Wilson, Jackie Young, and Chelsea Gray. Come on, this is malpractice.
Ball was getting pushed all game. Look at that. Like elbow.
Fans brought receipts. Scott Agnes laid it out plain. The Fever, Aces semi will be run by Isaac Barnett, Randy Richardson, and Jana. The exact same crew. No tweaks. No accountability. The league basically said, we know you hated them, but we don't care. That's why people are shouting corruption. Because if you wanted Vegas to have an edge, this is exactly how you do it. Hand them refs who already proved they'll let contact slide. Refs who punish coaches for speaking truth. Refs who go mute when the game turns brutal. And when the Aces feast on physicality, who benefits? Exactly. And don't act like this is new. Fans have been screaming about officiating all year, especially with Caitlin Clark. She's been hacked, shoved, elbowed, tripped, and still silence. Opposing players have body-checked her like it's hockey. And instead of protecting the league's most valuable star, the refs just look away. Call it out. Suspensions and fines. It's gotten so blatant that even casual fans are asking if the league wants Clark to succeed. That's how ugly it's become. Instead of riding the Clark effect, they're strangling it with refs who don't even pretend to care about fairness. And here's where the sarcasm writes itself. The WNBA swears it wants to grow the game. They roll out commercials begging fans to embrace the next generation. Then, in the most watched playoff run in years, they assign the most hated ref crew to the biggest matchup. That's not growth. That's sabotage. Look at the stakes. Fever versus Aces should have been the series of the year. Caitlin Clark, the second-year star, going toe-to-toe with Aya Wilson, the MVP face of the dynasty. Boston and Wilson colliding in the paint. Mitchell battling Young. It had everything to be a classic. But instead of hyping that showdown, all anyone talks about is the refs. Fans aren't debating game plans or rotations. They're asking if Clark will even survive the officiating. That's pathetic. And it's all on the league. Now, let's get specific. Isaac Barnett is infamous for quick technicals. He'll toss one for the smallest sign of frustration. Clark claps her hands after a missed call. Tech White argues a whistle too hard. Tech. Meanwhile, Wilson bulldozes Boston in the paint, and somehow it's play on. Randy Richardson. Inconsistent at best. One trip it's touch fouls. The next it's WWE wrestling. No rhythm, no logic, just chaos. And Jana, the third in this trio. Fans literally call her invisible, because when the game gets tight, she just disappears. That's the crew running the semifinals. This isn't a conspiracy. It's incompetence. And incompetence at this level looks exactly like corruption. Fans have plastered it all over social media. How do you assign refs who just suspended a coach? How do you protect your product by leaning on officials everybody hates? How do you ignore the people buying tickets? The answer's ugly. The WNBA doesn't care. They're betting fans will watch anyway. They think controversy equals views. But controversy without fairness kills credibility. Now, put Caitlin Clark in the middle of this. Year 2, the biggest name in the league. She sells out arenas everywhere. She smashes ratings records. And instead of protecting her, the league is practically daring refs to swallow the whistle again. Fans watched her get hacked all season. Now, in the playoffs, with the same refs, what do you honestly expect to happen? Boston has already shouldered more of the load since Clark went down. Mitchell has stepped up. Lexi Hall has gutted it out through pain. This team has clawed and scraped just to be here. And the league's master plan? Throw them in front of the same 3 officials who already humiliated the sport. That's why fans are boiling. And let's not forget, the Aces are the WNBA's golden child. Vegas has the money market, the glamour, the star power. The league wants them in the finals. Everybody knows it. So when fans see the same refs who bailed them out before show up again, it doesn't look random. It screams favoritism. And favoritism kills trust. Sports are supposed to be competition, pure and simple. You win or you lose on merit. But when refs steal the storyline, fans stop believing. And when fans stop believing, they stop watching. And when they stop watching, sponsors stop paying. That's the slippery slope staring the WNBA in the face right now. Let's be real. Nobody tunes into playoff games for referees. They tune in to watch stars shine. They want Clark hitting logo threes. They want Wilson battling Boston in the paint. They want Mitchell cooking defenders. But instead, the refs have hijacked the spotlight. That's the issue. And it's not about one night. It's about a pattern. The WNBA has made it clear. Some players get protected, others get punished. Wilson gets the whistle. Clark gets hacked. Stewart gets the call. Boston gets hammered. That double standard is driving fans insane. They're not clueless. They can see who the league wants propped up. Now picture what happens if this crew actually swings the outcome. Imagine the Fever lose a nail-biter. Mitchell is rolling. Boston is fighting. Clark draws the double. And boom, a phantom foul takes Boston out. Or Clark gets hacked on the arm. No whistle. Fast break the other way. Momentum gone. That's not basketball. That's manipulation. And fans won't forgive it. We've seen this play out already. After the Lynx game, Cheryl Reeve went nuclear, screaming at refs, cursing at fans, torching the league in her presser. And instead of the WNBA owning up to officials blowing it, they suspended her. Suspended the winningest coach in the league for telling the truth. And now those exact same refs get Caitlin Clark's semifinal. That's not just bad optics, it's pure comedy. And that's why fans are furious. They feel like the league itself is working against them. The Fever scratch and claw into contention. And instead of celebrating that, the league tosses them into the buzzsaw of corrupt officiating. Vegas, the golden franchise, gets the edge. Indiana, the underdog pulling ratings, gets burned. Backwards. And here's the twist. Fans don't even want another Aces finals run. Social polls prove it. Watch parties prove it. Ratings prove it. People are tired of Vegas hogging the spotlight. They crave new blood. They crave Clark, Boston, and Mitchell on the brightest stage. That's how you grow the game. That's how you hook casual fans. But instead of leaning in, the league doubles down on Vegas. And fans, they've noticed. Scroll the comments under every WNBA post. Rigged. Corrupt. Protect Caitlin. Refs are ruining the game. That's not just trolls. That's the paying crowd. The ones buying tickets, streaming games, rocking jerseys, and they feel betrayed. It's so bad, even rival coaches are speaking out. Becky Hammond, who has zero reason to defend Indiana, openly blasted officiating earlier this season. That tells you the frustration runs deep when even the league's golden coach questions the whistle. you've got a crisis. So where are we now? The Fever walk into a semifinal where every single whistle, or the silence after, gets dissected. Every bump Clark takes. Fans scream conspiracy. Every soft call for Wilson? Outrage. That's the environment the league itself created by assigning this crew. And here's the real question. Why? Some say favoritism. Some say incompetence. Truth is, it's both. The league craves Vegas in the finals for the glam, but they also don't have enough elite refs for high-pressure moments. So they recycle the same names, even when those refs already tanked games. That's a recipe for disaster. And here's the irony. Caitlin Clark is the league's golden ticket. She's the one filling arenas, spiking ratings, and literally funding the future of the W. Yet instead of protecting her, they're setting her up to take body shots with no whistle. That's biting the hand that feeds you. Let's break it down by player. Aaliyah Boston has been the backbone all season. She's battled Wilson head up and proved she belongs in the MVP debate. But watch the refs. Wilson can throw elbows, and somehow Boston's the one tagged. That script has played all year, and the playoffs will only magnify it. Kelsey Mitchell, she's carried stretches for Indiana, but she's not the league's chosen star. When she drives into traffic, don't hold your breath for whistles. Meanwhile, Jackie Young barely gets touched, and she's at the stripe. That imbalance kills rhythm, kills momentum, and kills competition. And then there's Clark, the crown jewel. Every ticket sold, every stream clicked, every jersey worn. It's her. Yet she gets hacked, nightly, shoved to the hardwood, no protection. Fans aren't asking for favoritism. They're asking for fairness. This is why conspiracy theories explode. Because when the officiating is this inconsistent, people assume it's intentional. And once fans believe the league is rigged, you've lost them. No amount of marketing can fix that. Let's also talk about the bigger picture. The WNBA has been trying to ride the wave of growth. Attendance is up, ratings are up, merch is flying. And yet, instead of showcasing competitive, clean basketball, they're letting referees hijack the narrative. That's self-sabotage. No other league would stand for it. The NBA has its issues, but when refs screw up, they release last 2-minute reports. The NFL has endless controversies, but at least they rotate crews to avoid conflicts. The WNBA, they double down on the same refs who just sparked outrage. It's amateur hour. Fans want transparency. They want accountability. They want to believe players decide games, not whistles. Right now, they don't. And the league has no plan to change that. And here's the dagger. This series could have been legendary. Clark on the biggest stage. Boston versus Wilson in the paint. Mitchell cooking defenders. Young and Gray answering back. It should have been basketball at its purest. Instead, the storyline is officiating malpractice. Clark versus Wilson. Boston versus Young. Mitchell versus Gray. Two teams fighting for a final spot. And instead of that story, the headlines scream, which ref will blow it first? Embarrassing. And let's be honest, if Vegas moves on courtesy of sketchy officiating, fans won't cheer. They'll check out. Aces versus Mercury in the finals? Nobody wants that. Polls already show fans rejecting it. They'd rather see Fever versus Liberty, Fever versus Aces straight up, or any matchup that features Clark. Without her, ratings nosedive, and the league knows it. So here's the truth. Assigning this crew wasn't a mistake. It was a betrayal. Betrayal of players who deserve fair play. Betrayal of fans who deserve real entertainment. Betrayal of the league's own promise to grow the game. You don't grow by alienating your audience. You don't grow by sabotaging your stars. Fans are furious for a reason. They've seen enough. They want accountability. They want fairness. They want the game returned to the players, not referees. And until the WNBA delivers, Every whistle will be questioned, every game will feel tainted, and every fan will wonder if the league actually wants them watching.